Well, hi guys, my name is Muhammad Fawzan Aziz, and now I want to explain to you all about the interpreting. Start from the meaning and then the differences, the translation, and also the interpreting, and then the modes and type of interpreting. So I will start from the meaning first. The skill of translating a message from one language to another by speaking or signing is called interpretation. So interpretation is done vocally or using sign language as opposed to translation, which is done through written communication. What distinguishes the two is one important difference. And then the differences about the translation and the interpreting are both crucial components of language services, but they differ significantly in their process, modes, and type. And then we are moved to the modes and type of interpreting. The first is consecutive interpreting. This interpreting, like the mediator begins talking, and then after the speaker wrap up talking, and then a consecutive interpreter needs to provide an accurate translation of the original material. And then, unlike the consecutive interpreting, in simultaneous interpreting is simultaneously with the speaker, with the interpreter delivers the speech. Large meetings or conference are the typical setting for this kind of interpreting. And then the interpreters sit in what is known as a booth and can watch the speakers via the glass. Then we're moving to the types of interpreting. There are many kind of types of interpreting, such as the first is a type of simultaneous interpreting called whispered interpreting. Is typically employed in small group settings. And then chuchotage is another term for this kind of interpretation. And then the second one is sight interpreting. Speaking and reading are both part of sight interpreting. The document is given to a sight interpreter who reads aloud and then interprets it. This kind of interpretation can take place in a number of contexts such as courtroom or a business conference. And then the third is conference interpreting. When there is a conference or meeting with people who speak different languages, this interpretation is used. And then the fourth is court interpreting. One kind of consecutive interpreting that is typically utilized in a small, casual setting is court interpreting. The fifth is liaison or bilateral interpretation. An interpreter who provides this kind of interpretation translates in two or more language for two or more parties. Stated differently, the interpreter serves as a mediator and then translating the words of each participant and necessitating a language changeover. Then the sixth is telephone interpreting. In reality, telephone interpreting is a bilateral interpreting technique that uses a telephone as the medium. And then the seventh is television interpreting. One kind of simultaneous interpreting that requires technology is television interpreting. And then the eighth is video conference interpreting. Equipment for interpreting activities is developing at a rapid pace with technology. And then this nine is community interpreting. It occurs in context that is rooted in the community. And then the 10 is court interpreting. This typically court interpreter assists attorneys, witnesses, or defendants. And then the 11, which is last, is medical interpretation. So medical interpreters needs to be proficient in medical terminology and have a history in professional interpreting. So I think that's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.